I've been off Accutane for over a year now, so I wanted to give like a post Accutane update. I'm re-entering my makeup era. I'm using this 6 or 7 year old foundation right now. I am determined this summer to use it up. I already moisturized my skin. And I am very glad I did Accutane. It was my second round. I did my first round when I was 19 and then my second round when I was 27, I think. I just turned 29. I've like lost track of time. My life has been pretty crazy the last year in a lot of good ways, but it's been like a lot to adjust to. I wasn't like super into sitting down and doing my makeup for a couple reasons. I was doing a lot of other things, and then on top of that, since being off Accutane, my skin has been really good, so I haven't been wearing makeup as often, but I've been getting inspired to like sit down and do my makeup again. As you can see, my skin is still not perfect. My skin overall is very clear, especially compared to how it used to be. If you watch some of my videos from, I don't know, like 1.5 to 2 years ago. But if I don't like actually take care of my skin, I still get zits. So this last weekend, I was out of town, I was visiting a friend, and I was just using makeup wipes and not really like washing my face, and so I got a little breakout going on. But as long as I'm like actually taking care of my skin stays pretty clear. So I have zero regrets about going on Accutane. If I ever have to do a third round, I would do it again in a heartbeat. And I don't know why. Once I started Accutane and my skin started to get better, I don't know why I put it off for so long. I think like in my head, like I didn't want to have to go back on it, and like it is a heavy drug to be on. A lot of people are scared to go on Accutane, or they try not to. They use it as a last resort, which it should be used as a last resort. I wish I would have just went on it sooner. It would have saved me a lot of pain and whatever, but it is what it is. I'm glad I went on it. My skin got ultra dry, lips were ultra chapped, eyes were super dry, nose super runny. So prior to Accutane, I have very oily skin, like have to use an oil blotter every 3 to 4 hours. That's how much oil I was producing. So once I went on Accutane, it was kind of nice because my skin wasn't getting as oily anymore. It got super dry, so I could like wear makeup all day without having to touch it. I could actually like do touch-ups on my makeup, because if you have really oily skin and your skin has gotten oily and you want to do a touch-up on your makeup, it's really tricky to do that because now you have all these oils on your skin. Once I got off Accutane, my skin continued to be dry-ish, but also just like not oily. I'd say just in the last couple months, my skin has started to get a little oily again. Not nearly as oily as it was prior to my second round of Accutane. I don't even have to use an oil blotter, but if I have makeup on for 10, 11, 12 hours, at the end of the day, like my skin is like, there's definitely oils coming through. I've actually gotten compliments at that point where they're like, wow, your skin is glowing. Like, what's your secret? And I'm like, oil. And probably some sweat. So yeah, I haven't even used an oil blotter in probably 2 years, which is like crazy because they used to be a staple. Like I wouldn't be able to go anywhere without an oil blotter. So we'll see over, I don't know, the next couple years if my skin ever gets as oily as it used to be, or if it kind of like permanently isn't as oily anymore. So I put foundation over my eyes, which sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. So I'm just gonna put a tiny dab e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I'll link what I can in the description. Yeah, so I'm just gonna blend this with my finger. I was like out of my makeup era for probably about a year, and I've been just getting inspired to get back into it. I have a lot of old makeup in my makeup desk. I think I want to challenge myself to use up as much as I can, just to like force myself to use more makeup and be creative. Okay, so here we are after foundation and concealer. I'm a lot less picky about my foundations now that my skin is not as problematic. This foundation is borderline a little bit too dark for me, so I'm gonna set with my Coty Airspun. Recently, I've also been using the Maybelline Fit Me. They only had one shade when I was at Target last. It's a good setting powder for when I'm tan. I will say the Maybelline Fit Me is a better setting powder than the Coty Airspun, but the Coty Airspun, you just get so much product for so cheap, and honestly, it does the job. I like the Coty Airspun, especially if you're looking for an affordable setting powder. And yes, I have joined the powder puff community. I like it so much more than setting with a brush, mainly because, like, yes, it's nice for my actual skin, but it's also like so much less messy. And I'm just setting my entire face. So I am doing my makeup today to go grab lunch with one of my girlfriends. So that's super exciting. I'm gonna get a Bloody Mary. Question, are you a mimosa or a Bloody Mary type of girl? Because I'm definitely a Bloody Mary type of girl. So good. But I actually haven't had a Bloody Mary in, I don't know, probably like 2 years. Then I am gonna take my brush and just kind of blend. Super Old Bare Minerals bronzer. Still haven't even hit pan on it. I get so much satisfaction from like using my makeup products fully. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if it's dopamine. I don't know what it does to me, but I just get so much satisfaction. It's so satisfying. I think that sounds better. I'm gonna go super light with the bronzer just to get a little bit of dimension on my face, but nothing too crazy. And then I'm gonna use this Gigi Gorgeous blush. This is a beautiful summertime blush. The shade is The Only Blush Authentic. For me, in the winter, I get a lot more pale, so it's not really a good wintertime blush, but it's a perfect summertime blush, and I actually just hit pan on it, so I'm excited. And then what I'm gonna do is I have this really old Mineral Fusion blush slash highlight type of deal. I'm just gonna take like a loose brush and just use it as like a little bit of a highlight. This is like my winter blush. It's really pretty for more of a pale skin tone, and it's got some shimmer in it. Let's move on to brows. Give them a comb. Use this super old brown eyeshadow and just fill them in. Yeah, so I've been in my TikTok era the last year. Like basically I haven't watched YouTube at all. I've just been on TikTok. The last like month, I've found myself going back on YouTube and looking for like longer videos to watch. And a lot of the people I used to watch on YouTube like just don't make videos anymore. I don't know. I can't be the only one that's like trying to find something to watch on YouTube, right? This eyebrow got kind of big in the front there. So I'm gonna try to match this one just slightly. I'm just gonna take some light powder foundation and just kind of like tone this down a little bit. There, that's a little better. Okay, eyes, I'm gonna go super simple. I am so close to using up this like cream colored eyeshadow. Oh, I'm just very fixated on using it up right now, so I'm not even gonna do a transition shade or anything. I set my eyelids with setting powder, and I'm just gonna go in with this eyeshadow. It is pretty. And then I'm gonna take my fluffy brush that has some residual eyeshadow and just kind of blend out the edges so that it's blended. Guys, eyeliner. I got this Shop Miss A liquid eyeliner like 2 years ago. The handle broke off, but I still have some in here, so I'm just determined to use it. It's not a good eyeliner. I wouldn't recommend it. And I have to hold it by this little nub. But I just, whatever, it does the job. I just got myself a new mascara. I got myself the Maybelline Sensational. Formula-wise, it's not bad. When you first use it, it's pretty wet mascara formula, but I actually prefer that, especially when I first open a mascara, because that means in like, I don't know, 3 weeks or so, it'll be a nice consistency that I like. Whereas some mascaras, if I open it and it's like perfect upon opening, like, yeah, maybe for like a first impression, it looks really good, but 2 weeks into using it, it's like dry and clumpy and gross. So formula wise, this started off really wet, so that was a good sign for me. Packaging wise, I hate. It's like really weird shaped, so the handle is like a cone. so it's kind of hard for me. I don't know, it's just not super easy to hold on to. And then also this part is also a cone, so typically I'll put my mascara and just like set it like this on my desk so I can hold a mirror in this hand while I do it, but you can't do that with this packaging. So I just have to let it lay on my desk and potentially like roll around. So yeah, packaging wise, not a big fan, but formula wise, I do like it. I like the wand too, it's curved. And this mascara layers really well. So if you do 2 coats, it does layer really nice. And I think that's because it's more of a wet formula versus a dry formula. And if you're trying to like layer dry mascara, that has potential for clumping. Like, personally, I'm not a huge fan of that. So here's one eye. I'm gonna dip in for my other eye. Yeah, and then so this is curved, right? So sometimes I like to like twist this in my hand and kind of get different angles, but it's just like not easy to do with this shape. The nose is dripping. Always my right nostril. Time to do a little second coat. I'm just gonna do a little. The best mascara I have ever used is Estee Lauder. I swear. It goes on the nicest, easiest, fastest, is the nicest formula. When I would wear Estee Lauder mascara, I would get compliments on my eyelashes all the time. But I've been trying to find like a good drugstore cheap mascara. Okay, I'm gonna take a Q-tip, wipe the makeup off my lips, put a little Aquaphor on my lips, my OG chapstick. Alright, so here is my current summer go-to simple yet still pretty, has makeup on, makeup. So that was that. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I will see you in my next video.